Good kitten internet. I have a kitty that's trying to devour my face. This is just going to be a relatively simple video this time because I'm nearly out of time for recording a vlog today. I just finished the voiceover for the previous vlog because I did not have time during the day to be able to do that. So I'm just going to cover something really small. This is something really small. This is my newest computer. It is a very small form factor file server. I can open this up if Isun will let me. And you can see that there are two little bays here labeled 01 and 02. Editor me is probably going to need to flip this video, but I don't know if I will bother editing it or not. Each of these bays hold a 3.5-inch hard drive. So this is the backup server that's going to be going back to Norway with KITTIES the next time that they leave. It has a little magnetic mesh thing. This is the intake for the fan that's in here. This is the exhaust. It goes up past the CPU, up, over, and out the hard drive bay area, so the hard drives get some air cooling as well. It has two USB ports on the front, USB-A ports on the front, two USB-A on the back, one USB-A on the front. It also has a single USB-C port, an HDMI port, and two network jacks, one of which is 2.5 gig, one of which is 5 gig. This is actually the first 5 gig network appliance I've owned. So this thing is not particularly performant. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show, it includes the tool that you need to be able to get into it, like attached to the bottom. It's so cool. This is also where you can access RAM and storage at, for reference. Storage. It has soldered on RAM. This has 12 gig of RAM. It's using an Intel N95 CPU, so it's not exactly a performance demon, but it doesn't need to be. It is an efficiency monster, which is what I want, because this is Vusu, my backup server. It holds two 24 terabyte hard drives. It's in a mirrored RAID Z set, or a mirrored set of ZFS drives, and it's there for backups. The reason why I want it in Norway is just because I need it in a different physical location. I've talked about this in a previous vlog, or probably even VEDA before, but the ideal form of backups are 3 backups in 2 physical locations, one of which is on a different form of media. That's what I'm doing. This will be the one that's in a different location. It sips power. I mean, this thing is next to nothing in power draw, and it's also really quiet, which seems fairly ideal for sitting at KITTIES' home in the middle of nowhere. Plus, it's very low maintenance. It has 2 drives, so if one drive were to die, I still have access to everything. Yeah. It's just really neat. Now, I did actually have a different model when I first bought these, and assuming Isun lets me up, I will show you that. One moment. There, I grabbed it, and Isun returned with me. Isn't that right, Isun? Sorry for bumping the camera. So this is what I had before. It's an AO Star R1. I think it's R1. This is an N100, so very marginally faster version of the same CPU that's in the B-Link. That's a B-Link Mini Pro? ME Pro, something like that. Anyway, this is the AO Star R1. This was for the same purpose. It's a bit larger. It's about 25% larger by volume, but it also has a much larger fan, which is something that I was hoping would be helpful because larger fans can move more air without making as much noise. I could replace this fan, which I did, unfortunately. But the unfortunate... Oh yeah, and it has 2 hard drive bays, just like the other one. Only this one's a little bit easier to get out and in. The problem is that the storage controller is busted. When I first got it, I had set up the hard drives, set up all of my backup stuff, and I noticed it was taking a really long time. I log into the machine, and one of the drives had failed. Okay, try a few other things. It looked like every time that there was intense read or write operations, it would just fail and disconnect itself. looking into it further, it was just disconnecting itself, and I plugged the drives into my normal file server, which I guess I can show at the end of this. The drives worked fine. There was no issues, no drops, nothing. So eventually I contacted AOStar support. It took a little while, but they sent me the storage controller board, which I painstakingly took apart this entire thing to install, and it has the exact same issue. When I responded with that, they ghosted me. I have not heard anything from them since. So I decided to cut my losses on this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to continue pursuing support just so I can have this working again and maybe use it as, I don't know, a test box. I sell it, whatever. I feel bad about selling it given that it's broken. So yeah, that's been my little mini server thing. Again, these are meant to be for backups for me, so I don't care about the performance. This doesn't have soldered RAM. It actually uses DDR5 laptop memory, which I had a couple of spare 8 gig sticks of. Yes, I have spare RAM. I'm a millionaire. Anyway, no, it was left over from my laptop upgrade from way back. Anyway, so I had thrown RAM into here. This has 8 gig of RAM. The other machine, even though it's soldered on, has 12 gig of RAM. Otherwise, they're pretty similar. The other machine also has more M.2 slots, but they're really slow, just like this one's is. I have no intention of using them. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Maybe I'll just quickly show you. So the small machine is named Vusu. It's the name of a planet in the same solar system as Sharna, which is my main role-playing world campaign setting, whatever you want to call it. Let me show you Tailin really fast. The woes of starting this with a selfie cam, because this phone does not allow you to swap between selfie cam and front cam live. This is Tailin. Tailin is significantly larger. It's still a fairly small machine given that it's a server, but it's significantly larger. We can open up this little front area. I seem to really like magnetic locks. And you can see that there are several hard drives, 5 of them. There's bays for 8. I actually have an SSD in one of the bays. Oh, there's a lot of dust in here. I need to clean it. Tailin is my newest personal built computer. This is the replacement for my previous file server, and previous regular server. The file server eventually started having some minor issues, and also the fact that it was too slow to function properly. CPU was really, really anemic in it. And then my VM host had some major hardware problems. I still think it's the motherboard. It's definitely not storage, it's definitely not RAM, because this machine is using both of those. And I'm not entirely sure what caused it. So I built a new machine. This is using an Intel 13500? 13600? Let me check really fast. Confirm, 13500. It has 128 gig of RAM. Because I had the RAM from my previous machines, I would not be able to afford 128 gig of RAM right now. It has a 4 terabyte SSD, a half terabyte SSD, and 4 12 gig hard drives and 1 14 gig. God damn it, brain. 4 12 terabyte drives and 1 14 terabyte drive. The 14 terabyte drive is a replacement for one of the 12s that had died. So that's my main file system and server. Yep, that's all it's going to be for today. Hope you've enjoyed this internet, and you've at least seen a kitty, so you've had a good kitten. Bye!